Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Study with Neha Mava. So today I am with you and I am in front of you with the another video that is on the abatement. Means this video is about what is abatement and everything that is related to abatement will be discussed in this video. So let's go for it. First of all, abetment, as we know, it is under your Indian Penal Code, and abetment is constituted by instigating a person to commit an offense, engaging in a conspiracy to commit it, intentionally aiding a person to commit it. So, what abetment is? It is basically, instigating a person, motivating a person to do an act or to do an offense that is strictly forbidden by law. This means abetment means when you are intentionally aiding a person to do a particular thing that is a wrong thing, that is a wrong act, and that is against the public policy and that is against the law. The offense of abetment by instigation relies on the intention of the individual who abets and not upon the act which is finished by the individual who has abetted. The abetment might be by instigation, convenience, or purposeful aid as given under section 107 of IPC. So generally the offense of abetment by instigation means when you are provoking a person, when you are encouraging a person to do something, to do something that is a wrong act that may lead to a bad consequences. So that is the abetment. Then I have the first thing here is abetment by instigation. Now, as I told you earlier also, instigation means provoking a person, encouraging a person to do or to commit a particular crime or offense. So instigation basically means the suggesting, when you are suggesting somebody, when you are encouraging somebody, or when you are inciting somebody or a person to do a particular thing. It can be direct or indirect, means the instigation can be direct or indirect. It may be oral, it may be written, whatsoever, even by the gestures also. So there is a willful mispresentation, willful concealment of a material fact which a person is bound to disclose. Anything which a person is supposed to disclose in front of that person, but that person is not disclosing, that is the abetment. That is voluntarily or intentionally concealing that particular fact, that is called the abetment by instigation. For example, a court directs Amit, a police officer, to arrest Raj under an arrest warrant. Okay. Brijesh informs Amit that Chandan is Raj despite knowing that he is not. So under the mispresentation, Amit ends up arresting Chandan instead of Raj. In this case, Brijesh is guilty of abetting Amit in wrongful apprehending Chandan. So here I cannot make the Amit liable for that because Brijesh has given the wrong information concealing the true facts. Okay, but the Amit here is believing in a good faith that the Chandan is the Raj. So here we are going to held Brijesh guilty here, not Amit, for wrongful apprehending the Chandan. Then we have the abetment by conspiracy. Abetment by conspiracy, as we all know, conspiracy means when two or more than two people form a group and they do something that is again the wrong thing that they do is the conspiracy. In next video, I'm going to talk about the conspiracy. It will be a whole video on that. So conspiracy basically means an agreement between two or more persons to commit an unlawful act. For example, there are five people standing making a group and they have a intention and that intention is wrong. So that is to be said that the persons or the group of persons, they are going to commit a crime. So that is a conspiracy, and that is a criminal conspiracy actually. So merely intending to commit an offense is not sufficient for the purpose. Okay, intending to commit an offense is not that sufficient, but the main thing is you have created a group, you have formed a group, and that group has the intention, that is the wrong intention, to kill somebody, or to rob a bank, or to do robbery and dacoity. any case. Thus, the conspirators must actively agree and prepare themselves to commit that offense. It becomes a conspiracy. Furthermore, the act which the conspirators conspire to commit itself must be illegal or punishable. So, whatever the act they are doing, that should be an offense, and that should be illegal, and that should be punishable also. Then we have, for example, in dowry death cases, the in-laws of the victim are often guilty of abetment by the conspiracy, because most of the the dowry death, or most of the dowry death cases, they are much more a way of conspiracy, abetment of by conspiracy, because the husband or the in-laws, husband or the relatives of the husband, they sometimes make the conspiracy, they sometimes form a group in order to harass the other person, right? So they may not do so by constantly taunting, like the in-laws, they are taunting her, they are torturing her, they are instigating the victim, like you are no worth of being my wife, you are not a worth of being my sister-in-law, you're not worth being my daughter-in-law. So there are some of the words that pinches a lot to a person, and that where the instigation or torturing starts from. So even suicide may take place in the manner through abetment by the conspiracy. That's why you have seen in most of the dowry death, if there is 100% of dowry death, 80% of the people have committed the suicide because of this, because of so much torture on them, because of so much of taunting on them, because that is kind of they are encouraging that person to do that particular act, right? Then we have abetment by aiding. Abetment by aiding means when I am giving someone something to do a particular act. I am giving someone 50 lakh rupees to kill that person. It is the abetment by aiding. I am aiding somebody, I am feeding somebody in one form or the another to do that particular act which is strictly forbidden by the law. So the third manner in which abetment may take place is by intentionally aiding the offender in committing that offense. When you are aiding somebody to commit a wrongful act, or when you are encouraging a person to commit a wrongful act, then that kind of crimes may arise. That kind of offenses may get very increased over a period of time. So this generally happens when the abetter facilitates the crime or help in committing it. For example, let's take one example here. Merely giving food or clothing to an illegal offender may not be punishable, but giving him food, clothing, shelter to help him hide from the police or commit a crime is a punishable. For example, there is a one person who escaped from the jail, and he met me. Let's say he was my he's a friend of mine, right? He's my friend, and he was convicted for 5 years for let's say for stalking. Okay, in a case of stalking, he was imprisoned for 5 years. One day he escaped from the jail, and I met him. Then I gave him that, okay, come with me, I will take you to my house, and I will hide you there from the police. So what I am doing is I am just aiding that person. I am just making that person to escape more more conveniently, or I am aiding that person to come with me and to hide here there, because I am there and I'm motivating that person to do so. Okay, there could be another situation, like if I met that person and I know that person has committed a crime, or the person has committed an offense, I could have called the police there, and I could have hand over that person to the police, but I didn't do that, and there's a abetment by the aiding. Okay, so that is also an offense. The person who is abetting of aiding will also be punishable with that other person as well. Then punishment of for abetment. Generally, we all know abetment is a kind of an offense. An offense is every time punishable, but it depends how serious the nature of the crime is. So in abetment, there's imprisonment for a term which may extend to 14 years and shall be liable to fine. Means it depends upon the nature of a case, what kind of abatement you have done. If it is of a serious nature, then you will be imprisoned for 14 years. And if it is of a petty issue or not that much of serious nature, you will be liable to fine. Then, now we have case laws here that you have to refer while studying or while going through the abatement. So We have Sanju versus State of MP 2002. Sanju versus State of MP 2002. In this, it is a landmark case of abetment to suicide. Fact is, there was a fight between the husband and wife. In the heated argument, the husband told the wife to go and die. After 2 years, the wife committed the suicide, and there was a dying declaration of the deceased. Okay, so in the heat of the moment, like before that fight, earlier, prior to that fight, husband was not having any kind of intention to say this to her wife, uh, and to say to his wife like this. So there was a fight between the husband and wife, and in the heated argument, or in the heat of that moment, the husband told his wife, told the wife to die, मर जा जाके तू कहीं. ठीक है. These are the common words that we use while we are into fighting with the other person. So there is no intention of the husband, no prior intention, no prior motive of the husband to kill wife, right? To make the wife to commit suicide. Nothing was there. Now what the judgment was: mere pronouncing of the phrase go and die does not amount to abetment in any form. Element of the mens rea has to be present necessarily, as I told in the previous in your earlier video, uh, in which I explained about the mens rea, actus reus. So we all know, earlier, prior to the heated arguments, that prior to the fight that was between the husband and the wife, husband and wife were living happily, right? They loved each other. But we all know, like, the things happen, fight happens. It's a normal course of action that fight happens between husband and wife, so it is not a big issue. But mere saying of this word, that go and die, does not amount to your abetment. So, moreover, the suicide was committed 2 days after the quarrel, and hence they show that suicide was not direct result of the fight. Even if it is the abetment process, then the wife could have died on that same day, but she died after 2 days. Okay, so that is a breakdown of the link between that thing and the suicide. Then another case we have here, uh, that is the abetment in marriage. Deena Lal versus State of Rajasthan. A procession followed widow to the funeral pyre of her husband to help her in committing sati. Since sati is abolished and its practice is punishable, the police party tried to stop her in front of committing that, but the prosecution barricaded them to restrain them from rescuing her. People in possession was held liable for the abetting. So we all know Sati Pratha is no longer valid now, right? Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he abolished the Sati system, and it was made that Sati system is now not a valid, it is illegal, and it is, offensive thing. So here in this case, the people, they were standing and they were watching the woman. Yeah, she's getting into the fire, and she's burning herself. The way she's committing the sati, but no one could. No one helped her. No one rescued her. But police, they were trying to rescue her, but people started processing the barricades, and they restrained the police to rescue her from rescuing her. So it was held that even if it is considered as the abetment on the part of the people, those who were standing and those who were watching the woman who was going, who was going to kill her by the way of sati. Now this is a conclusion part here. Abetment as a provision has been sufficient both from the view and offense as well as the penalty. Abatement is the offense plus the penalty. So, however, with the development of the technology and looking at the current scenario, legislation of India has tried to bring the required changes in the provision. Through the Information Technology Act 2008, the section has been amended so as to give a wider meaning of the act and omission by use of means. This says that, conclusion part says that the abetment is an offense because we are instigating a person to commit a crime. A person who is unemployed, and I am motivating a person, I am instigating a person to go and to rob somewhere. This is an offense, and I am giving that person a bad thing to earn money, a bad way of earning money. That person will not be held liable. I will be held liable because I have given that idea to that person. I am the abettor. Abettor is a person who abets. Abettor is a person who instigates somebody to know to to do an act that is wrong. Okay, so this all video, I think this is the end slide of my video of the abetment. Yes, so thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel below, and share with your friends, your nears and dears, and with your loved ones. So this was all about the abetment. Now in the next video, I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to present the conspiracy, that is a criminal conspiracy. And do wait for that video, and I will be putting the videos after in alternative days. So I will be putting my videos after one day and after one day and after one day. So do like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel below. Thank you. Have a good day.